Hey you guys, welcome back. I do apologize. I feel like it's been a minute since I have posted again. I'm in Italy and I've been kind of busy, so bear with me. As y'all can see, I'm doing a drawing video right now, and we're going to do something a little different this time. I'm going to test this out and to see if I actually like doing it. For those of you who are tuning in from Anchor, Spotify, or even Apple Podcast, you can I'm going to post this on YouTube so you can watch it if you want to. If not, you can stay on here. So I'm going to post the link in the description for you guys so you guys can easily access it. So let's just get started about today's exercise. So today's topic is going to be about trust. So remember, I spoke about doing a series of disconnecting from illusions. The first one we did was honesty, and the one we're going to talk about today is trust. And these are concepts that I'm going to talk about over and over again, because these are very important concepts. You can't just talk about it once and then just forget about it. No, these are things that need to be covered, because on this healing journey, you're going to have to continuously be honest with yourself, to trust yourself and trust the process of your healing journey, and all. And it sometimes can get hard, but the reason why I'm speaking on this is because it's very important. So that's what the exercise is basically about. It is about trusting yourself and trusting the process. So if you want to get out a piece of paper, or if you have a sketch pad or whatever you draw with, even if you don't see yourself as being an artist, you can just get out a notebook paper and just a pencil or a pen. But for this exercise, what I want you guys to do, and of course we're going to do this together, is to tap into your intuition, tap into your inner child, and just allow some fluidity within your life. So within this drawing that you're going to do, just draw anything. You can paint, you can sketch, you can do whatever. And don't think about it too much. Don't put too much thought into it, because when you do that, it's like you're not trusting yourself enough to know that, okay, once I put my hand on this piece of paper with this pen or this paintbrush, I know at the end of the day, whatever it is, it's going to be great, because I trust myself and I trust the process. So it's about trusting the process. So the length of this video, you're going to see me just drawing random stuff. And I didn't think about it too often. I'm doing what y'all are doing. I'm just drawing, and I'm allowing things to flow. So at the corner of your paper, try to write, just put some energy into your drawing, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you feel like you need work on, if that makes any sense. So for example, I wrote fluidity at the corners because I'm still in the process of, I'm going to continuously always be in the process of allowing fluidity into my life, and to truly not only just to surrender, but to be more careful with myself, to be more kind and generous, to allow things to happen as it should, to allow myself to be emotional when I need to, allow myself to experience anger or anything such as those. It's just allowing myself to experience life without control. So I'm not going to speak too much about the drawing and what I'm doing, because you guys can obviously see it. So we're just going to get into today's topic. And again, I'm just working with like a charcoal pencil, a 4B pencil, a kneaded eraser, and a makeup brush for the charcoal, because, it gets messy and it gets everywhere. So let's get into it. Okay. I'm going to just say this, because remember, I'm y'all spiritual sponsor, because sometimes I got to come for people's necks. I got to come for your neck. Some of y'all don't trust yourself, and it shows. I'm gonna be honest, it shows that y'all do not have any form of trust within yourself. There's no loyalty, no self-respect. And the reason why I say it shows, not because some of y'all might be saying, oh, I do trust myself. No. If you trusted yourself, you wouldn't put yourself in toxic situations. You wouldn't sell yourself short. You wouldn't go for jobs, you know, damn well that is going to be a waste of your time and your talents. Like, you wouldn't put yourself in any type of situation that compromises your own energy and your own peace. That's what I mean by it shows. Physically, it shows. Energetically, it shows. And so what we're going to cover, you know, the first point I want to make is let's try to understand why you don't trust yourself and others. So I'm going to talk about not trusting other people a little later, but the reason why you don't trust yourself can be due to numerous reasons. First and foremost, I want to talk about this. Just know this, that your definition of trust is not going to be the same as everyone else's. It's just not. Just like everyone's definition of love is not the same. Yeah, everybody can say love means this and that. You may even hear that people have the same definition of love and trust and honesty. It kind of overlaps and it sounds similar, but people's true definition of what trust is or love or respect is different on an energetic level. So at the end of the day, like, sometimes people's actions don't align with their words and vice versa. So somebody can say, oh, trust means this to me, but they move in a very untrustworthy way. They hang around untrustworthy ass people. So it's like y'all are telling me, oh, this is my definition of trust, but you will turn around and go trust some untrustworthy ass person or put yourself in risky situations and saying, oh, I still trust myself. No, you don't. Because if you trusted yourself, if you have a solid foundation of self within your own being, you wouldn't put yourself in these situations. You will see that you are valuable, that you don't have to be codependent on anybody or anything just to have self-respect, to have self-love, that's already within you. So that's what I mean by, on the surface level, yeah, y'all's definition of trust can just be the same or it can be different. But it's the way y'all are moving out there, it's y'all's energy. That's why I say some of y'all don't trust yourselves and it shows. I'm talking about on a physical level. Never mind what word is coming out of your mouth. Because get this, as humans, we're complex beings. Sometimes we say one thing and do the exact opposite. Because if we stood by a word, and not to say that some of y'all are just like, you know, you don't mean what you say, you don't say what you mean, like, not like that. Sometimes life can do that too. Sometimes you say one thing and do another for whatever reason. But it's like, y'all need to understand, at the end of the day, just because you said something doesn't make it true, doesn't make it your own truth. What would actually make it a part of your truth, or a part of some truth that you have attached yourself to, is the energy and the way you move in this world and the actions and the things that you're doing. Because I can sit up here and say, I'm self-aware all day. Like, I'm self-aware and I care about myself. But then I turn around and put myself in situations with hella low vibrational people. I put myself in risky situations. But at the end of the day, I'm self-aware. That means nothing. So understanding why you don't trust yourself, you need to be honest with yourself. Like I said, the first portion of disconnecting from illusions, for y'all to be honest with yourselves about why you don't trust yourself. So remember, your definition of trust is going to look different on an energetic level. At the end of the day, words are just words. Remember, words are untrustworthy. That's what that Chinese oracle deck that I have said. Words are untrustworthy. You know why? Because people move different, despite whatever's coming out of their mouth. Yes, there's some people out there who words are in alignment with what they're saying. That's fine, but again, you are a complex human being. Sometimes it's not always going to be like that for whatever reason. So now that we got that out the way, for y'all to understand that what your definition of trust is on an energetic level, I want y'all to understand who y'all are as energetic beings. Because at the end of the day, you are a human having a I'm about to say that super backwards. You are a soul having a human experience. So within this experience, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to stumble along the way. And that's fine. The thing about shifting in this paradigm, the thing about building a strong connection with yourself, you're going to have to demolish and destroy the foundation that does not belong to you. That's an identity that has nothing to do with who you are as an energetic being. That's not your purpose. So you're going to have to undo what's been done to you. And by doing that, you need to understand, what is your definition of trust? What is your definition of love? What is your definition of self-respect, self-worth? What is your definition on an energetic level? So, because when you start to really see how you move energetically, your life will start changing for the better. Because you will then start attracting like-minded individuals who are on their healing journey. People who want their words to be... Sorry about that. I don't know. I'm having some technical issues over here, but you're going to want to see, people are going to start attracting people who words are in alignment with their actions, that they're consistent with it, that they understand that the way they move on an energetic level is very important. It's very important to them. Because when you're starting to get in the habit of being self-aware and trusting yourself and being honest with yourself, it starts to become secondhand nature. It starts to become effortless. It's natural to you. So you're holding yourself accountable each and every step of the way. But you're also being gentle and kind with yourself and knowing at the end of the day, you're still going to make mistakes no matter what you do. And that, you may be consistent with your energy and the way you move and how you treat yourself and treat others. However, sometimes your words and your actions are not going to be in alignment with each other, and that is completely fine. But are you doing something about it? Are you checking in with yourself? Are you making sure that, if you got something going on in your life, if you don't feel stable or grounded, what are some remedies that you can do in order to make that experience a lot better for you to learn more about yourself, especially when it comes in a tower moment or a breakup or a job, like losing your job or anything. It's like, ask yourself at this moment, what is this trying to teach me? And that is a remedy for you guys to establish trust within yourselves. Because if you're asking yourself each and every step of the way, what is this trying to teach me? You'll start to learn the difference between what's happening to me and what's happening for me. And you will start to understand this is happening for me in order for me to continue to move forward on my journey. So I know that's kind of long-winded, but remember, for the 100th time, y'all's definition of trust is going to be different. And I want y'all to understand how y'all move and how y'all look on an energetic level, because that's important. So let's understand. So again, let's just try to understand why you don't trust yourself after I just kind of explained to y'all what, trust is. So some of y'all don't trust yourself due to trauma. And I'm not going to get too deep into it because I'm not no therapist. I'm not nobody's doctor. And if y'all are needing help or assistance, definitely seek that out. There are definitely ways that y'all can pay for therapy or different things like that that's actually affordable for you. But trauma is plays a very big part in everyone's life. We have all experienced something very traumatic in our lives, something monumental to us. Just because you see one person's situation is not as traumatic as yours doesn't mean that you can discount what they have went through or to write it off. No, everything that happens to us happens because, I don't want to say happens for a reason, because I know some people have experienced really just things that just are not fair. And I don't want to just I don't know. It's sometimes I believe that things happen for a reason, but then again, it's sometimes people do just really, really fucked up shit. And it'd be damn, why? Just why? So I guess I'm going to just write that off. I don't want to say that, but it's just sometimes we go through trauma, we go through heartbreak in our lives, and that to us, like especially when you're going through a heartbreak, that causes you to not trust either that person or situations like that. As a kid, you don't really know what trust is. The only reason why some of y'all's definition of trust on an energetic level is kind of just codependent low vibrations, because you're trying to mimic that same behavior from other people that you grew up around. Not to say that these people were untrustworthy or they were terrible people. I'm just saying that, again, everybody's definition of trust is not the same, and everybody's definition of trust is not going to align with you. So depending on the environment that you grew up in, the way you was treated, the way you were raised by your peers, your family, anything, that's going to inevitably affect you as an adult. So the way you look at trust and how to trust people and how to love people and how to show respect and kindness and generosity is going to be very dependent on your experience. So look back on any experience that happened to you as a child or a young adult or whatever, and think about where your definition of trust stemmed from. Did it come from trusting your parents because they said they were going to do this? Where does your definition of trust stem from? And also think about on the very first moment that y'all's heart was broken. And that can just be by your mom telling you no because you want to get money to go to the mall, or your friend not being your friend anymore, or just anything. It's like we've all experienced heartbreak. Whether you're on whatever spectrum you see yourself on, you broke hearts and somebody broke in your heart. And yes, it has happened ever since we were children. We've experienced some form of heartbreak, and experienced that type of pain affected us in a deep way. And it made us look at trust differently. Because when people mimic certain behaviors back to us, especially as a child, we absorb that type of energy. We absorb that as our own and think, okay, that must be how I'm supposed to act. That's what love looks like. That's what trust is. That's what honesty is. If they're doing it, that means that I should do it too, right? But even as a child, if you felt like that's not what love is, it's not what trust is, guess what? You're going to end up manifesting situations like that, even if it wasn't the same as your parents' relationship or your friends' families or what have you. You're still going to manifest that type of behavior because you grew up like that. That was around you. Like it's deep in your subconscious. It's always going to follow you because you have never made peace with it. Even as a child, even if you found yourself, if you were not able to regulate your own emotions as a child, that's inevitably going to affect you as an adult. It's going to be in your subconscious. So your definition of trust, of course, your definition of trust is not going to be solid. It's going to be hella low vibrational. It's going to be codependent. It's because that's in your subconscious. Despite how you felt about it when you were a kid. Because guess what? That generational trauma that your parents recycled onto you is going to continue to manifest in different ways, in different bloodlines, unless you take it upon yourself to say, I'm not giving that to my children. That behavior is not going to be recycled within my own family. I'm not going to do that because my definition of trust or love or honesty is actually going to come from a healthy place. It's going to come from a grounded place, a stable place where I want my children or my children's children or anyone you involve yourself in, I want it to come from a place where it's not codependent on this fucking paradigm, the society, or codependent on codependent ass people. Like, you don't want to be codependent on codependent people or codependent on emotionally suppressed individuals. Even if that means that those emotionally suppressed individuals are your family members, right? So it's like, you just don't want that. And you're going to do things differently now. And you have that right. You have that power to do that. So yeah, y'all have experienced trauma, some form of trauma. Your parents experience trauma as well, and their parents experience trauma. So that means that generational trauma plays a big part in it. Your family generational trauma causes trauma within your life. Because if your family has a good way of regulating their own emotions and doing things like that, you won't see an issue with connecting with yourself in a vulnerable way. You won't put yourself in risky ass behaviors. You'll be able to be more connected with yourself, more grounded. And your definition of trust, love, and being compassion and kindness and generosity is healthy and is stable. Now, of course, it may be rocky here and there because there's duality in this life. I don't want to sit here and talk about, being positive all the time. Like that doesn't exist, especially not to me. I'm not always positive. Sometimes I can be hella pessimistic about life and gloomy and sad about certain shit. So it's like, but for the most part, the fact that you're able to regulate your emotions, the fact that if your parents decided not to recycle that generational trauma, those type of behaviors are going to manifest in different ways, but that's actually going to serve you and humanity because the people you interact with is going to cause a chain reaction, right? So whether your family did help you regulate your emotions or not, any form of trauma that you've experienced is still going to manifest in different ways into your life. And this form of trauma is going to manifest and affect your definition of trust, period, point blank. And it's like, especially, for example, let me give y'all an example. So there are times where I don't trust people. I just don't trust people. There are certain people, I have a reason not to trust them. But for the most part, when I find myself projecting untrustworthy behavior onto people, saying, oh, that person's untrustworthy, I don't trust them, and they're not to be trusted. I'm just throwing that word around here and there. Anybody can get it, right? I realize that when I'm projecting that behavior, that means that there is a part of myself that I do not trust. So if I'm projecting untrustworthiness on other people, I need to look at myself first. So in order to understand why you don't trust yourself, you need to understand that there are going to be times where you're going to project certain emotions onto other people. Not because that person is untrustworthy or unloving or just unkind, it's because these are the type of behaviors that you have not made peace with yet. These are the type of behaviors that you have not done any deep self-reflecting, no shadow working or anything. So you're going to project it on the people because because it's comfortable that way. Remember when I talked about generational trauma? If your family's recycled that generational trauma time and time again, guess what? They're going to be doing the exact same thing to you, which is going to cause trauma within your own environment, your life, you as a person. You're going to experience some form of trauma because they're projecting onto you. And then you're going to project onto other people. So if your parents have a rocky relationship with the definition of trust, they're going to project it onto you. That behavior, because they don't trust themselves. In whatever situation, they just don't trust themselves. So then that means that you're not going to be able to trust yourself. You're going to put yourself in risky behaviors. You're going to make decisions that do not serve you. You're going to continually put yourself in these toxic relationships with these people that are emotionally suppressed themselves, who can't do nothing for you. It's because you don't trust yourself. So I had to ask myself, why am I projecting this type of behavior onto people? Because that's not fair to me or anybody else. Even if that person is untrustworthy, that's their own thing to deal with at the end of the day. I cannot be, I can't do nothing about that. You can't go around saving everybody. But at the end of the day, you need to worry about yourself. So I have to ask myself, why am I not trusting myself? And I did some deep self-reflecting on it. I'm going to have to continuously do deep self-reflecting on that because it just doesn't go away overnight. It doesn't just vanish into thin air because I have to undo what was done to me. Right? Whether that was in school, at home, or whatever, I have to undo it, especially when it comes to society. Society loves projecting shit onto us all the time. Even if it don't even resonate with us, we want to fit in so fucking bad. We take it on as our own personality, our own characteristics, like all of that. And we think that's who we are, but it's not. So it's understand, why am I projecting these behaviors? Are you projecting untrustworthiness onto other people? If so, ask yourself, why are you doing that? And be honest with yourself about that. Do not sit there and lie. Don't sit there and sugarcoat shit, because it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you with nothing. It's just not. It's going to actually make it worse. You're going to elude yourself even more. And the deeper and deeper you get into those illusions, the more despair and miserable life you're going to feel. You're going to feel disconnected from people. You're going to continuously manifest and attract people like that, where you're going to have to continuously compromise your own energy just to meet people where they're at. And if I'm being honest, I can't necessarily get into much about why I don't trust, why I was projecting that untrustworthiness feeling onto people. It's because there's numerous reasons why, if I'm being honest. For example, I'm going to just say one, because I don't want to get in too deep into a whole bunch of reasons, because it'll take away from this whole podcast. But it's because in the past, I put myself in situations and dynamics with people where I felt like my needs were not being met. And the reason why my needs were not being met is because I was putting I was putting people on a pedestal. I was giving people unrealistic expectations of how to act and how to be. And the reason why that's not fair to me or to anybody else is because they had no fucking clue I was doing that. And if I'm being honest, I really didn't have a clue until I continued on my healing journey. And, in hindsight, I realized certain things. I realized that I was putting expectations on people that I wouldn't even live by, that I couldn't even, they were unrealistic. And then when that person fell short of those expectations, I stopped trusting them in a way. I was like, that person is just a liar and they're this and they're that. But in reality, that person is going to be who they are, regardless of if I'm in their life or not. So if they were emotionally suppressed, or if they did not connect with themselves, or if they were just hella negative, or they had a lot of shit going on that had nothing to do with me, I was expecting to act and behave a certain way that I felt like was that I deemed acceptable. And it caused me to not only not trust them, but to not trust myself in ways, because I thought to myself, then that has something that means that if that person has acted that way towards me, then that means that I've done something wrong, that I'm the one who needs help, and I'm the one who has the issue and the problem. And then when I fall into that behavior pattern, I continuously attracted situations like that over and over again until I understood what was going on. I didn't trust myself, and it showed, because I kept continuously put myself in that situation. I continuously put these unrealistic expectations onto people, gave people godlike complexes, was infatuated with certain people or situations to the point where I was eluding myself to the actual truth. And that little by little, I was getting further and further away from that truth, is because sometimes the truth hurts and it sucks. So I was being disloyal to myself. I was untrustworthy to myself. There was a lot of things that I was going through. So that's why I realized, if I'm projecting that untrustworthiness onto other people, then that means either I've been triggered in a way, or it's like I just need to go back over that again, that behavior pattern again, and to revisit that and do some more deep self-reflecting, some shadow working, and understand, why are we feeling like this again? Why are you projecting this onto other people? And to y'all, that is going to look different to everyone. But again, I had to be honest with myself. And that's just the one part or aspect of it, though. But of course, y'all get how everything is connected at the end of the day. So if I'm projecting untrustworthiness onto other people, that means that not only it stems from one problem, but that one problem connects to everything else. Everything else that's within me that I still need to work on, I still need to make peace with, that certain traumas or anything that has happened to me, I still need to actually do some self-reflecting on. So it's not just a separate thing, it's connected in every way. In every way it's connected. Okay, so and of course, I talked about past hurt. Trauma and past hurt coincides with each other. So y'all can look at it this way. If you have a pattern of getting to relationships with toxic men, women, people who just don't really care for themselves or care for other people or what have you, over time, you're going to not only trust people like that, but you're not going to be able to trust yourself. Because you're going to feel like, I have no self-love. I have no self-worth, no self-respect. And then that causes you not to trust yourself. And think about it this way. Just hear me out. Of course y'all hearing me out because y'all listen to my podcast. Haha. Anyway, it's like, think about how you feel when you interact with someone you don't trust. Like you just don't trust them at all. Think about the people that you have not trusted because they betrayed your trust or whatever. So think about the emotion that you feel towards that person. Sometimes some of y'all may even be disgusted. Some of y'all just may find them repulsive. Some of y'all just may just not want to be in their energy or just don't understand, like, why is this person like around me? Why, right? But just think about how you feel towards them and how, like, the fact that you can't trust them means that you have no respect for them. You feel like they are disloyal. They're not to be trusted. And you sometimes y'all won't even care for the people who have betrayed y'all's trust. But now turn that back on yourself. Think about how when you don't trust yourself, you're not loyal to yourself. You don't love yourself. You lack self-respect. It's like you're lacking certain things like that. It's not always just about trust. Trust is just a foundation of all of those things that I just mentioned. When you have no trust within yourself, your self-worth... Wait, did I say that right? When you have no trust within yourself, your self-worth is unstable. Your self-respect is unstable. Your loyalty to yourself is unstable. Because again, some of y'all don't trust yourselves and it shows. If you do trust yourself, guess what? You would not put yourself in behaviors like that. You want to involve yourself with people. You'll be honest with yourself every step of the way, even if that shit hurts. Honesty hurts. No matter if you're giving it or receiving it, honesty is very uncomfortable, and that's okay though. It's not supposed to be comfortable, because if you're comfortable with, and let me tell you, even the most like stand-up people, the people who live by honesty, like some truth, that honesty is still going to hurt them at the end of the day. You are a human. You have an ego. So it's like, that's not supposed to be comfortable for somebody to be honest with you about something, because your ego is still involved. Remember, there is no such thing as getting rid of your ego, your shadow self. Like, in order for you to accept who you are as whole, as a human being, and multidimensional being, you need to accept every aspect of yourself. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. Because some of y'all out there trying to fill voids with people who can't do that for you. Only you can fill that void. And that emptiness that you feel is the lack of wholeness within yourself. You have to accept every part of yourself. And yes, that takes time. However, when you start to understand how important that is, you will really understand like why a lot of people do the things that they do. You have more compassion for people. But just like I said, just all of that trust and wholeness, and just, it can really just, it's connected to a lot of things. So yeah, that's like kind of like the first portion of it, just understanding why you don't trust yourself. And how I spoke about, how you don't trust others, is like you're projecting. So if you find yourself not trusting anybody or anything, if you're going through it, then remember at the end of the day, you're projecting. And there's nothing wrong with going within and doing some reflecting. Journal it, do whatever, do any form of meditation, sing, dance, whatever makes you happy. And again, these are the concepts I'm going to continuously talk about. So I mentioned honesty a lot. I'm going to mention trust again in the next portion, right? Okay, excuse me. So how are y'all doing with the drawing? Even though I can't really interact with y'all in a way, I hope y'all's drawing is doing good. We looking good over here. I'm loving it so far. Again, this is about trust, letting go of control, surrendering. Right? Okay. So the next portion, I think I spoke about this. It's about how honesty coincides with trust. Yes, we went over that. So, again, something I want to touch on, being honest with yourself. Always be honest with yourself, no matter how much it hurts. Some of y'all need to come for your own neck. If that makes any sense, come for your own neck. Check yourself. Check your energy. Because some of y'all out here trying to manifest a certain life or partner or what have you, when your energy is not in alignment with what you're trying to manifest. Remember, the divine orchestrate things on your behalf. They really do. They really do care about y'all and y'all's well-being. And at the end of the day, check yourself, check your energy to make sure whatever it is that you're trying to bring into your life, your energy is in alignment with that. Because if it's not, you're going to attract things that is in alignment with the energy that you're having right now. So if your energy is very low vibration, it's been that way for a while, don't be mad or upset when you attract low vibrational things into your energy, your energetic field. Because that's who you are as an energetic being. That's how the universe talks to y'all. They respond with energy, not words. Yeah, your angels, your ancestors, and your guides, they can probably comprehend what you're saying. However, on an energetic level, the universe, that's their language. It's energy. They're reciprocating it right back to you. So what you give out is what you get. So I want to talk about knowing the difference between responding and reacting. Okay. So this is a part of building trust within yourself, because when you understand what reacting to your environment, to people, and responding is, things will feel a lot less stressful for you, if that makes any sense. So for example, let's say you have a situation, or I can just use myself. In the past, I have done nothing but react to people, places, and things. And when I reacted from a fear-based perspective. I reacted from ego, hurt, pain, trauma, you name it. I was projecting. I was reacting. I was not responding. So I reacted to people, places, and things because that's normal to me. That was what's normal to me, especially in the past. I was like, when you're not self-aware, you feel like everything that you do, that's who you are, and this is my personality, and this is who I am, and nobody can change me, and I'm good at the end of the day, and I'm fine. I don't need any help. Blah blah blah, X, Y, and Z. It's all of that. I was reacting. Being hard-headed, didn't think that I had any potential to grow beyond my limitations. So when somebody upset me or said something, or I was triggered in a way, I reacted in a low vibrational state. I was suppressing my emotions. I was internalizing them. Because that's what I do. I internalize shit, suppress them. I can be passive aggressive. I was doing all that because I was reacting. I didn't know any better. I didn't really know much about myself, so I allowed other people to tell me who I was, or their comments or their judgments, all the bullshit that came from their mouth. I allowed them to dictate that for me. That was my confirmation, right? because my sense of self was in jeopardy. I had no love for myself because I was codependent on other people and their validation of me. So I was reacting to people because of my codependency. You being codependent on people around you is a reaction. You not trusting yourself is a reaction. You're not being honest with yourself is a reaction. No self-love, no self-worth, no respect, no loyalty to yourself is a reaction. Because that reaction has consequences. Consequences that will continue to manifest into behavioral patterns like being codependent on negative ass people, being passive aggressive, being low vibrational, internalizing emotions, what have you, wherever y'all see yourself or whatever resonates is, that's all a reaction. You're not reacting in a way that's actually going to serve you and other people around you. Because if you're meeting people where they're at, that means there ain't nobody else changing. Y'all all vibrating on a low energetic state, and there's no duality in it. Nobody's vibing high. Everybody's just vibing low, and everybody's on cruise control. And everybody think everything is all good, but in reality, it's not. Sometimes a lot of us don't believe that we have the potential to be better than we are now. So then that's also reaction, limitations, limiting yourself. Now, responding is something different. So when you respond to the world or just people in general, you're acting on your highest good. You're acting on your behalf. You're doing things that not only serves you, but serves other people. Even if somebody coming at with you some bullshit, it doesn't matter. Because you did your part, right? You gave yourself the respect, the loyalty, trust, honesty. You're still good at the end of the day. Like, your energy is still solid. And I mean solid in a way, not because it's not going to change. Of course, we're energetic beings. Like, it happens. Our energy changes here and there. However, what I mean by solid, I mean that no matter what energetic state you're in, at the end of the day, you're good. That you're not going to compromise your own energy, your own peace just to meet people where they at. You're like, no, that's bullshit. I'm not doing that no more. I'm not having that. No, we're not compromising my own peace just to be friends with you, just to be in a relationship with you, just to have you in my circle, just for you to be in my face. Not doing it no more. We're not doing that. No, we don't compromise over here. Look, as y'all spiritual sponsor, I refuse to let y'all compromise. So if I catch y'all out there compromising, it's gonna be a problem. Because guess what? I thought I was gonna say I'm going to react to y'all and I'm gonna get mad. No, I'm going to respond. I'm going to send you about your way with love and kindness, and say, get your shit together, love. We don't do compromise, and we don't compromise. Okay, let me stop playing. But like responding in a way where even if somebody come out with you sideways, it's like, again, you did your part, and that person sees that. Y'all don't understand. Some people see how y'all move, and especially if y'all start to move different, some people want to relate to that. Some people are inspired by that, and they'll wonder what you're doing better. What are you doing different? Some people are going to change for the better, and some people just won't. Maybe that's not their purpose, or maybe they just feel like it's just not who they are, which is completely fine, right? So that's what I mean by responding in a way that serves you. So being direct with people, being assertive, letting people know, hey, you hurt my feelings when you said that, and being confrontational. There's nothing wrong with being confrontational. Just because you're confrontational doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean that like you're a bully or anything. It just means that you're going to get your point across regardless of how anybody's reacting to you. You don't compromise your own peace, your own energy just to meet people where they're at. That's you responding. The universe will continuously test y'all about y'all's response and how y'all react to things. Because get this, don't think that you finna manifest the life of your dreams when you out here reacting to the world around you. Because again, you reacting from a low vibrational place, and you're going to attract low vibrational things. So when you respond, the universe is going to continuously test you to see, are you ready to move on to this next phase in your life? are you ready to handle this manifestation? Because some of y'all out here want the world. Y'all want castles and shit. But if you were to get that, guess what? You'll fuck it up. With your negative attitude, your lack mentality mindset, you feel like it's still not enough. I need more. I need more. It's like, you'll fuck it up. And you'll be ungrateful. So it's like they're testing your response. So sometimes they may send people your way or old relationships or people, places, things, like they'll send it back your way to see how you respond to it. Because in the past, of course, you responded by indulging in that, going through that karmic cycle again and again with this person, knowing damn well this person, this job, anything has been raising red flags since the moment y'all laid eyes on each other or you interacted with it. In the past, you indulged into that because that was normal for you. That's the type of behavior that you were vibrating on. So, of course, it didn't seem, bad at all. And to that person, it didn't seem bad at all either. Because that person is just as emotionally suppressed as you are. Y'all are mirrors of each other. Of course, y'all didn't see no issue into that. But when one person starts to elevate and expand on a consciousness level, you will start to understand that both of y'all were victim of circumstance, that both of y'all were reacting, and that y'all's relationship wasn't meant to be. That is not, you know how people say the right person, wrong time? No, I don't believe in that fucking word or that saying. I believe that the right person, the right time. Everybody you meet is for a reason. People are a reflection or a mirror of you, especially in each and every phase in your life, whether that's good or bad or whatever, you name it. So it's like, whatever they're reflecting back to you, either you need to work on it some more, or that's a part of an aspect of yourself that you're now attracting because you have healed certain aspects of yourself. You now connected, you're now grounded. So you're going to attract like-minded individuals like that. Remember, it doesn't matter what phase you are in, you're going to be a mirror, a reflection of other people, and vice versa. So things like that is a response. Acting in your highest good. When things come back around, you don't indulge in it no more. You're not even it doesn't even appeal to you. Like, it's not even attractive no more. Y'all understand how sometimes y'all interact with people, and of course, in the past, you gave them this godlike complex. You put them on a pedestal. But then when they come around again, you're like, yeah, no, I don't want that no more. You know why? Because you have changed on an energetic level. Their energy is no longer attractive to you. Despite what that person's look like, as an energetic being, you are no longer attracted to their vibration. You need something better, something that's suitable for you. So that's why certain things are not appealing to you. And that is a response. Your consciousness shifting and elevating is a response. You're no longer appealing to low vibrational beings anymore as a response. Because you now know that you deserve better than that. You will no longer go for things that does not match you on an energetic level. You'll start to realize that in the past you were settling for things that just didn't serve you in any way, shape, or form. You don't want to settle no more. You will no longer accept anything less than you deserve. You know that you are worthy of good things in your life, and that is a response. A change in your perspective is a response. You knowing that you're that you're just destined for greatness, that there are good things that are coming your way. Thinking positively about things, but also having a realistic view as to how things happen. Because, yeah, you can be positive about, I'm going to get this and that, and this is going to come into my life. I know I'm good for it. But if you're not putting in the effort, guess what? It's not necessarily going to come in how you want it to. The divine help those who help themselves. So I need to learn how to continuously put in the effort. Because remember, small efforts create legacies. People ain't out here just fucking putting blocks together to build monuments and landmarks. No, that takes time and effort, and sometimes even years to accomplish that. But that is okay. So that's what I want y'all to understand, the difference between responding and reacting. And of course, the most important thing about trust, which is the exercise and the drawing that y'all are doing right now with me, is letting go of control and surrendering, which is the most important part of trust. Because when you trust yourself, guess what? You trust the divine. You're able to let go. You're able to surrender. You will no longer be a control freak or perfectionist. Like, you will just let things go. And knowing that at the end of the day that either whoever y'all believe in, like, they got me at the end of the day, that I'm good, that my ancestors, my angels have my back, and they're always going to be there for me and provide me with guidance and clarity to send me along my way. So I'm going to let go of control. I'm going to surrender. And surrendering is something that I struggle with a lot because I have this need to perfect things because I'm a perfectionist. In the past, I was a type A perfectionist. Now, I'm not so much a perfectionist when it comes to certain things. I'm starting to understand surrendering. And surrendering is not easy. I'm here to tell y'all right now. Surrendering is very difficult to do. And the reason it is difficult to do because it's uncomfortable as shit. Because sometimes we want to control the outcome of things so bad. Especially me. So don't feel bad if you're not able to surrender just yet in life. Don't feel bad because that's a process. So the last point I want to make is about being a perfectionist. And if you are a perfectionist, definitely like I was, you're definitely not able to trust anyone or anything. You know why? Again, because you have unrealistic expectations of people and their behavior. You have these weird self-fulfilling prophecies about things that's going to happen to you, or you just, speaking into existence, even if it's something that does not serve you. You're manifesting low vibrational energy or just beings or anybody. You have this perfectionistic tendency to control things to a T. Is you not trusting yourself? Because think about it this way. If you want to control something so bad, like if you just want to be a micromanager and you just want to it needs to be like this and like that, then do you really even trust yourself? Especially if you're trying to perfect things, because at the end of the day, you are a human. You can't perfect nothing. You are a human. You are flawed at the end of the day. And that's what makes you beautiful, because you're flawed. And it's just having these unrealistic expectations of things and the outcome causes you to have no loyalty within yourself, no trust. You're insecure. The lack of self-respect, self-worth, the lack of honesty within yourself, because you won't allow things to happen as it should. You don't think that you are worthy of good things, that you are capable of doing something. And you also don't think that you're capable of doing things naturally, if that makes any sense. So if you have any natural talents or anything that you really like doing that you're passionate about, if you're trying to perfect and control the outcome of the process, then you are not trusting yourself. You don't trust yourself that it will get done. You don't trust yourself that you will get to the certain pinnacle of success. You don't trust yourself that it's going to turn out just fine. Everything's going to be great. You don't have to worry. You want to control the outcome in your environment because, again, generational trauma. You just not trusting yourself in any way, shape, or form. You just don't. You just don't at all. So again, this could resonate with somebody, especially about being a perfectionist. The reason why I want to say this because that is something that caused me to have no trust within myself. So when I had no trust, I felt like I needed to be a perfectionist. I needed to control things. I needed to have these unrealistic expectations, thinking that, these are just goals that I need to meet. No, they were unrealistic. They were unachievable. And nobody could have done it, not even a fucking robot. So it was not fair to do that to anybody or even myself. Okay, so we're going to get to the last part is how can you trust yourself more? So what are some exercises that I would love for y'all to do? So number one is journaling. I talk about this all the time. Do some more journaling, some shadow working. Continue to be honest with yourself. That is very important. Make better decisions. If you are more self-aware, make better decisions that serve you. And make sure that your words align with your actions. Sometimes if you are aware of that, try to make sure they're in alignment. And if you feel like you're in a place where that's not possible because you have a lot going on and you're just dealing with things, you could be going through a tower moment or an ego death or just a dark night of the soul. Take it easy. Give yourself the time and the space in order to in order to experience certain emotions, because suppressing them and getting rid of them is unrealistic. Okay, so remember, I always have a tarot card at the end of, the reading or just the podcast in general. If y'all don't really like this and this is not y'all's thing, do not stick around for it. But if y'all would like to, I'm going to read y'all today's message. So I pulled the card. It's called Storyteller Expansion, and it's number 29. So 9 plus 2 is 11. And if y'all are life path number 11, this may be a confirmation for you. I'm a life path 11. If you've been seeing 1111 or 111, then this can resonate with you on a deeper level. Let me get to the I'm trying to find. Sometimes when I randomly sing, I feel like I can actually sing, but in reality, I think that's just the illusion, the lie I tell myself that I can actually sing. Okay, where is number 29? I'm trying to flip through this book. I'm actually I took a nap today. I'm really trying to chill on the naps, because when I take a nap out here, I'm losing all types of time. It's crazy. Okay, so the storyteller card speaks of expansion on all levels. You are now growing, encompassing many new ideas. Let me turn the page. If you have received this card, see which area of expansion needs your attention and feed your personal fire. Feed your personal fire of creation. Wait, what did I say before? Feed your personal. No, it's a no for me. It's a no. That's how I know I'm getting tired. Create more and enjoy the expansion, knowing you earned it. Note that the expansion will continue if you are willing to share how you achieved your success with others. Many lives are influenced by another story. In the good fortune of your present situation, you may be instrumental in encouraging others. In all cases, expansion occurs when people are allowed to grow at their own rate and with their own understanding. The wisdom of the storyteller is a part of art of remembering. Note that you are now remembering your personal medicine and how to be your potential. Like, I love these cards. You know how it said, how it's like you're starting to become instrumental in encouraging others. So by following, just being honest with yourself and trusting yourself, remember, you're creating a chain reaction to other people. And even if people you feel like it's not affecting in any way, shape, or form, they see you. They see that you're moving on an energetic level. They see that you're expanding, that you're acting different, that you're more happy. Like you're not eluded anymore. You're not attached to this paradigm. Like, that will cause a chain reaction to people, and people will resonate with it. They love that, right? And that's good, though. Like, y'all are storytellers. Y'all are expanding. So if y'all are trying to come up with a business plan or do anything that you're passionate about, remember, put in the effort that you're going to get there, that it's actually going to help people. Some of y'all out there who got natural talents that can really connect with people on a deeper level. This is your confirmation to do that. Do more research on how to do it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Also, it said that see which areas of expansion needs your attention. So like I talked about today, how some of y'all don't trust yourselves and it shows. Some of y'all need to revisit and do some more self-reflecting as to why you don't trust yourself. Because at the end of the day, I'm just bringing awareness to certain things. It's on y'all's part to put in the effort and the work to do that. Y'all can listen to books, podcasts, do whatever it is all day. But if you're not actually putting in the work for yourself, then what's the point? So that's why it says, go over anything that needs attention. Like, some of y'all need some attention to certain aspects of yourself, and go over that and understand it. When you understand yourself, you are actually able to understand people a lot better, even if their story is not similar to yours. Understanding comes with compassion. You're able to be compassionate towards them, which is something that humanity lacks in a very, very big way. We lack compassion for each other. Some of us are able to embody compassion, but some of us just don't have it. It's not that you will never have, it's just because we don't know what that even looks like. But that's going to be on the next episode, is talking about compassion. You see, that was a very perfect segue into the next topic for the next podcast. Again, I hope y'all enjoyed this drawing. I have no idea what this is looking like, but it's okay though. I'm happy because I trust the process. I didn't try to control it, and I hope that y'all's drawing is it's great. I know it's great at the end of the day. Like, you connect with your inner child. Have fun with it. If y'all want to do these exercises a lot more, then do that. I'm going to be doing this a lot more. I may do it again for the next podcast. But again, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. If you're on this podcast, don't forget to hit that like button on Spotify or even Apple or whatever you tune in to. Again, thank you guys for always tuning in, and thank y'all for y'all support. I'm going to send y'all nothing but good energy, love, and light your way. I hope y'all have a good night, and I'll talk to y'all later.